The FIFA World Cup is live on Sky Sport.
Oh, what a goal!
See every game of football's ultimate showcase.
Glorious!
You need to subscribe to Sky Starter and Sky Sport to watch this premium content. For details, see sky.co.nz.
Welcome to Football FIFA with Jason Pine.
I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again.
Powered by News Talk ZB and Sky Sport, the home of the FIFA World Cup. All 64 matches live.
Welcome into Football Fever, your World Cup podcast in association with our friends at Sky Sport. I'm Jason Pine. David Choate alongside as we preview the semi-finals. Two favourites against two underdogs, really. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m, Sky Sport, Croatia v Argentina. And then on Thursday morning, also at 8 o'clock, it's Morocco up against France. Choate, good to see you. How are you feeling ahead of semi-final time?
Well rested, Piney. I've had a couple of days to gather my thoughts, get myself together. Looking forward to it immensely. What have we got? The 5 M's. Messi, Mbappe, Modric, and the magical Morocco. Looking forward to it.
Don't mind it. Lots of M words. All right, let's start tomorrow morning, 8 a.m, Sky Sport. Croatia v Argentina. Argentina, two-time winners, 78 and 86. Croatia, beaten finalists 4 years ago. In many ways, two of those M's come to the fore, don't they? Modric v Messi, both Ballon d'Or winners, both beaten World Cup finalists, both captains, and at the ages of 37 for Modric and 35 for Messi, you'd have to think their last chance for World Cup glory. Who is more important to their side?
Great question. Important or influential? I think Messi is more important. I think Modric is potentially more influential. He's what makes Croatia tick. He's 37 years young because he's playing every minute and he's ticking the ball over and keeping them going. We haven't seen the brilliance of Messi, and Argentina rely heavily on Messi's brilliance. So in a match, I think Modric will see more of it, I think Messi is the man that to break a game open, there's no one better.
I saw a great quote and it said, Argentina consists of one genius and 10 other men who appear willing to do anything and everything that is needed to help him out. Everything revolves around Messi for Argentina, whereas Luka Modric has the likes of Marcelo Brozovic of Inter Milan, Chelsea's Mateo Kovacic, who you know well, Tottenham's Ivan Perisic up top. They're not a one-man team. So stop Messi, stop Argentina. Is that Croatia's aim in this game?
Well, I think you go a long way to winning the game if you keep Messi out of it. I don't think that's that easy to do. Easy said, hard to do. The Croatians have a fluidity about them, and I've in previous podcasts talked about metronomic midfields, and that's what they do. They just recycle the ball. They run all day. They move. They pass and move, pass and move. They can carry the ball. Kovacic is a great runner with the ball. He busts out of midfield and creates space. Perisic is a great wide player, wing player, who can come inside and score. So they have more than just the one string to their bow. They are a side, and at the back they've got the remarkable goalkeeper, Livakovic, who is tight as a drum. So Croatia, outsiders. Remember, they beaten finalists last time out, ranked 12 in the world. They're a good side. They're very good, Piney.
They're very good. They've had a good tournament. Drew 0-0 with Morocco, beat Canada 4-1, then drew 0-0 with Belgium, beat Japan in the round of 16 and in Brazil in the quarterfinals, both on penalties. There's all this talk about how tired they might be, but they don't seem to be tired. Another guy who I've just loved watching is Josko Gvardiol. He's got the mask on at the back, and he's only 2021. What a defender! What a prospect!
Fabulous. Check out the gossip columns and on the websites. They are all talking about him as making a big move to a big club. Lots of clubs lining up for him. Yeah, he is. He's what do they call that? Sort of an emerging talent from this World Cup. He'll be the one to watch.
Messi, though, you look at him, 10 Spanish League titles, 4 Champions Leagues, 7 Ballon d'Or awards, 95 goals and 170 caps, both national records. He's going to equal Lothar Matthäus' record for most World Cup appearances tomorrow morning with 25, and then presumably he'll go ahead of him in the final or the third and fourth place match. The romantic in me wants to see Lionel Messi lift that trophy to confirm his place in the pantheon of the all-time greats of the game. I just wonder, the more I think about Croatia, the more I think about they're so well equipped to deny Messi.
They are, and you're right. The romance of the World Cup says that Messi goes through and continues to aspire to greatness, to be the greatest of all time, to lift the one trophy that's eluded him. I think you're right. Croatia loom large, a huge obstacle. They know how to get to finals. There's no question about that. Argentina are undone by a couple of bookings as well. Their fullbacks are out, Acuna and Montiel. So there's a little bit of sort of reshuffle going on there. May not matter too much because your description earlier of 10 scrappers and 1 star is probably how I feel about Argentina. They are going to work hard as Croatia. I mean, it's got extra time written all over it for me. It's got a single goal in it for me. It doesn't feel like a game that can sort of blow out. Neither of these sides appear to be playing their football that way. And as we've said throughout this tournament, you try not to lose it in the end. I think both these teams will be desperate not to lose it. Does Messi's magic carry the day? The green highlighter suggests so, Piney. The magical green highlighter. I've gone with Argentina just because of that romantic link.
All right. Well, your highlight has been right most of the time. I've also loved your description of Argentina as junkyard dogs. They've only allowed 22 shots on goal in the entire tournament. To put that in context, Croatia had 21 alone against Brazil in the quarterfinal. They just don't let opposition players get shots away. They conceded 2 goals against Saudi Arabia, oddly enough, but defensively, we talk about Morocco being a good defensive side. Argentina just hardly give you a sniff, do they?
Yeah, and for 10 minutes against the Dutch, when it went route one, they looked a bit vulnerable. But to be fair, they were playing against 2 giant centre forwards, direct football, under the cosh, desperation stuff, and conceded there. No, look, they are. They're always snapping away like those junkyard dogs. They won't let you out of their sight. And they've got a nastiness about them, and I mean that in the best possible way.
Yes.
They're a little bit. They've got that mongrel element that some teams need just to keep themselves up and for the fight. You saw it turn a bit pear-shaped against the Dutch, but that's them. They've got a real willingness or a keenness for the fight.
Argentina to win?
Yeah.
I've got them as well. That's semi-final 1 tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Sky Sport, Croatia v Argentina.
Football fever.
Semi-final 2, Thursday morning, 8 a.m. Sky Sport, France v Morocco. You mentioned Modric v Messi in semi-final 1. The other M's, Mbappe against the magnificent Moroccans, one of the best attacking teams at the tournament, against undoubtedly the best defensive side. They've always already made history. First African team, Morocco, and the first Arab side from a country with a Muslim majority to reach a semi-final of the World Cup. We keep on saying could be a bridge too far. Maybe Spain in the round of 16, a bridge too far. Maybe Portugal in the quarterfinals, a bridge too far. Maybe France in the semi-final. Surely, Chody, a bridge too far. Is it or is it not?
Yeah, they'd be out of gas, wouldn't they? Surely they are a side that have given everything, and as I said, there's a set of fans there that lift them every game. So they've got that sort of that 12th man sitting in the grandstand or standing in the grandstand, giving them the extra energy. They'll be up for it for sure. If you believe the history of World Cups, it's the best defensive units that typically wins World Cups. Well, there's none better than Morocco. That doesn't make them favourites, Piney, but it does say that they are very capable of keeping teams away from goal. They sit deep and try and hit you on the counter, and they only have to hit you once, and you're in trouble. They're rank outsiders, well ranked, 22 in the world. Is that rank outsiders? It's pretty wild. Just to counter that, France in '98 were ranked 18th in the world, and they won the World Cup. So it can happen. It wasn't for the French backyard, but I'm going to call Qatar close enough to the Moroccans to be in their backyard. So again, there is just the faintest of hopes that Morocco can go one more step to a final.
Yeah, a lot of symmetry about that, isn't there? And as you say, Morocco's success built around their defence, relentless work rate. No opposition player we know has scored against Morocco so far in Qatar. The only goal they've conceded against Canada in pool play was an own goal. And as you say, one of the most passionately supported teams during the tournament. You have to say history's against Les Bleus because the last team to successfully defend the Men's World Cup, Brazil, 1958 and 1962. In fact, in recent years, the holders have struggled, haven't they? Really had problems. But then you look at France and you look at Mbappe and you add in Griezmann, who's been magnificent. Giroud keeps on scoring. Surely they'll have the weaponry, won't they?
You think going forward that they do have a lot to offer. Mbappe, less so than Messi, is the key to their attack. I mean, his explosive pace is frightening when you see it, but when you think about Giroud and Griezmann totally capable, and Tchouameni managing the goal in the semi-final that sort of broke that game open. They've got plenty of attacking options. You'd have to think they've got too many guns. You talk about teams going back-to-back. Well, no manager, I think, since the 30s has managed a side that goes back-to-back. So that's another sort of bit of history that is there to be broken. We love the history of it. I don't know if it plays too much of a part in actually how these games roll out, but again, look for that romantic story. Look for the magical myth that comes out of this World Cup. Yeah,
Morocco, Sofiane Amrabat has been just Herculean at defensive midfielder. Achraf Hakimi, who plays at PSG actually alongside Mbappe at right back and scored the winning penalty against Spain. And Bono in goal. I know you love your U2, Chody. So beautiful day, or I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Well, I'm sure he'll find what he's looking for. It'll be the sweetest thing if they were to win, Piney, just to keep them rolling off. But look, again, if you're looking for sort of a storyline, the Moroccan one could be a wonderful way to sort of celebrate. But they get an extra day's rest, or they get another day before their game. That'll be key to them. There was a couple of players who looked either injured or just buggered. I think it might have been the latter. So hopefully they all pull up all right, and you end up with a side that is as good as they can put out against a French side that I think the English were the better side on reflection in terms of the football played. I think they dominated midfield. So the Moroccans don't need to be scared of the midfield. They might want to be a bit worried, though, about Mbappe, Griezmann, Giroud. I think that's a real challenge.
Yeah, Mbappe probably had his quietest game of the tournament against England in that quarter-final, and I doubt that he has 2 quiet games in a row in his locker. So the romantic in me again wants Morocco, but it ain't happening, is it?
Well, the only other thing that I'd point to is the French have conceded in every match at this World Cup. They are not the tightest side at the back. In fact, of the 4 sides left, they're the leakiest. So they've leaked the most goals. So they're capable of giving up a goal or two. And there is still something about the French. The English worked harder than the French. The French won it on their abilities. I think the Moroccans will work harder than the French. I don't think the French are an industrious side like we talked about with Argentina, Morocco and Croatia. So they're a bit more sort of sacre bleu. You know, they're a bit more, very French in the way they play the game.
Laissez-faire, maybe?
Yeah, but laissez-faire. They've got a couple of luxury players that don't like going backwards. Every other team goes forward and back as a unit, so this side is less complete. That's trying to talk Morocco into the game. I hope it's a real humdinger in that sense.
Yeah, 2 fascinating semi-finals. Latest TAB odds just to finish. Argentina $1.40, Croatia $2.87, and France right into $1.20. Morocco rank outsiders at $4.33. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Sky Sport, Croatia v Argentina. Thursday morning, 8 a.m. Sky Sport, France v Morocco. We'll convene tomorrow, Chody, where we'll know what's happened to Argentina v Croatia. You expecting Messi to march on and Modric perhaps to mooch away?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's Messi and Mbappe to dominate. Modric and Morocco probably go home.
The FIFA World Cup is live on Sky Sport.
Oh, what a goal!
See every game of football's ultimate showcase.
Glorious!
You need to subscribe to Sky Starter and Sky Sport to watch this premium content. For details, see sky.co.nz.